Hello everyone and welcome back to Metal Gear Solid, the board game. It did very well in the viewer verdict and people seem to be enjoying it and I'm enjoying it, so I wanted to play more, and now I bring it to you fully painted, at least in terms of what I have today. I hope we don't need any more miniatures. And if you've been thinking, it's fine but the stealth is a little bit dull if it all goes well, well, Stage 3, the holding cells, is for you because we start in an alert facing down guards. There will be no way to avoid some murder this time. So if you've been curious how that all plays out on camera, you'll certainly see it today. We're also going to be playing it as two characters, just because it's very thematically apt for this point in the story, and also this is where the game introduces a second player. So we're going to do that, but most of the time I'm still just going to be using Snake because he's alone for most of the game. But in this one, it's fitting that Meryl will be joining us. This is just after Snake has talked to the DARPA, well, the person he thinks is the DARPA chief, and they've had a mysterious heart attack. He gets out of his cell, Meryl gets out of her cell by stealing Johnny's clothing, and then the alarm goes off. I can't quite remember how the alarm goes off, but it goes off, and guards rush the cell, and Snake just shouts at her, "Shoot!" and she doesn't fire at first, because she loses her nerve, but then she starts helping. So that's the one we're doing today. It's across two different zones as well, and there's two different ways to win. Before we cover the ways to win, let's go look at Meryl. So Snake didn't have any gear at first, but I have been finding gear for him as we went along. So he now has his 45 caliber SOCOM pistol, he has rations and a chaff grenade. The grenade is not needed here at all, there's no cameras on either floor, but hey, I'm just showing he could bring them because he has space for 3 bits of equipment. Meryl has some stock equipment. She starts with a light assault rifle, FAMAS, with 3 bullets. I'm just using a die to represent. There is ammo tokens, but this is less clumsy. And her 50 cal Desert Eagle, which has unlimited ammo, and a Rose reference for if you use her special ability. She can't do silent takedowns from behind like Snake can. She can disguise herself as a knocked out or dead soldier to, again, mimic how she steals Johnny's clothing in the video game. Other than that, her basic abilities are essentially the same. She has 4 action tokens, just like Snake does, although one of her focus abilities is to give herself a 5th action, which is really powerful. I think that needs 2 to refresh it as well. Her 2 special rules are I'm no rookie. Once per round when attacking, if you roll an unmodified 6, you do +1 damage, and I can still help. Players within 2 species may use her focus tokens as if they were their own, which is really cool. That's very powerful. So, with that out of the way, let's cover how we're winning today. Snake and Meryl start in the holding cells. You can see the whole zone is the holding cells, it's named down there. They can, if they wish, opt to stay where they are, and if they kill a total of 12 soldiers, that's a win condition. No more soldiers want to come in, and that's considered a win, and that would unlock one specific bit of equipment for further use in the campaign. The other way to win, however, is to fight your way to the elevator, which is over here. You then go to a different floor, which is down here, and as long as you pick up C here, you can make it to the exit in the bottom right and get out. Now I've been thinking, because of the way it's worded, the automatic win condition is kill 12 soldiers while you're in the holding cell. The unlock condition for the equipment card is simply that 12 plus guards have been defeated. Ergo, it is actually possible to get both rewards from one playthrough if you kill, say, 10 guards in the holding cell and then get out. As long as you kill 2 up here on your way out, you've actually met both criteria. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. It's going to be risky, but that way we get kind of 2 unlocks for doing the mission instead of 1. But yeah, if you want to have just a straight up brawl, you absolutely can. You just stay in there. There are some special rules for the holding cells. Specifically, when you resolve the guard order card, of which there is 13 teal ones and 7 red ones, you always resolve guards reinforcing into the barracks here. You don't put down a death token or an unconscious token. If they get the 2 damage they need to get taken out, they simply get removed from the board, and you add 1 to your kill tally. The only other rule is it tells you how to use elevators, and if you want to play this mon true solo, you can. And to balance it, guards in the holding cell area have 1 health instead of 2, if you were playing solo with just Snake. So I think that covers it. So we're starting this one loud. So after this quick word from my channel sponsor, we will be back in an alert.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
So, Snake and Meryl have to get a few kills and get out. Double checking the stage clear conditions, you actually don't need to go where the letter C is, you just do that if you want a bit of unlock equipment. So I do, so I'm still going to. Let's start with Meryl first. I'm going to have to come around here to see her board and things. And we want to do 2 damage, so we're going to immediately use some ammo from her FAMAS. She gets to roll 2 white dice. And we're going to try and kill the guard directly in front of her, because she can only attack orthogonally. And we're looking for 2 3s or better. So she has absolutely annihilated that poor person. I hope it wasn't Johnny, because spoilers, in Metal Gear Solid 4 they get married. And I'm going to have my kill count off camera, but that's our first kill. For her second action, she is going to move here. And she's going to fire the FAMAS again. So the FAMAS has 1 bullet left. But I want these early kills to be secured because they're immediately going to kill me otherwise, or fire back at least. That's 2 3 pluses. That's a second kill. The corpse just vanishes because of the special rules for the holding cell. She has 1 action left. I'm going to have her dash twice to here. And that's it. And her alert token follows because a guard was watching. Snake, he only rolls 1 die when he is shooting his pistol. And if he's shooting from behind, he would do +1 damage. But because he is not within 2 spaces of 2 spaces of Meryl, because you only go orthogonally, so he's actually 3 away from her currently. He is allowed to plus or minus 1 to any 1 die result when using a weapon, so that might be relevant. Let's shoot his gun once. That's 1 damage. Let's shoot his gun twice. That would normally not be enough. I'll use I work alone and kill him to make that 3. So that's 3 guards dead. Snake has 2 actions left. We are going to dash. And I want Meryl front and center or him. Let's just have him sneak to here so I can make my decision based on where the guards end up. I did 1 loud action without any guards present. Fair enough. That follows us. So they still know he's there. And then we draw our first guard card. We only activate the active zone, so nothing happens on the floor that's out of camera shot, so there's no need to show it yet. First card. We pretend there's a radio there. So 3 guards come back on, starting with on there, but then I believe you fill every available space. So 3 guards are back. And alert is on, so they're moving 5. And that is that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn and face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is where they're piled up as we begin turn 2. So let's go with Meryl again first. I think you can choose the order each round. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I want to go with Meryl first anyway. We're going to use the last bit of ammo in her FAMAS. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to restore ammo in a mission unless it's a boss fight. So her FAMAS is not used after this. And that 2 isn't good enough, so we'll use up her plus or minus 1 to make it a 3. And we'll take out this guard again. That's us up to 4 kills. And no ammo left in the FAMAS. Then she will dash as her second action. Sneak over here, because otherwise Snake would have to bounce over them and they'd get free attacks. And then she'll fire her 50 cal once. And she hits. Oh, in fact, I'm no rookie. Once per round when attacking, if you roll unmodified 6, deal +1 damage. Bang! That was a good shot, Meryl. That's us up to 5 kills. And again, we're still in the holding cells, even though technically they're broken out of where the holding cells are. The whole zone is classed as the holding cells. And that was our last action. So that's her turn over. Snake is going to dash. It's going to be basically impossible to avoid damage when the guards reinforce this next round. So I want Snake in front because he can heal with the ration. And then he'll fire his pistol once. 3 is good enough. He'll fire it again. 3 is good enough. Kaboom! 6 kills in the bag. I want more, but I do also want to be in the elevator, essentially. And then he's got 1 action left. We will... Let's dash to here. When we get on the A, all this is a story beat from the book. In fact, I can show you it. We pull out a little bit. It's a cutscene that happens in the game as you get in the cells. I'd have to zoom out more to show you. You're seeing Liquid, Ocelot, and Psycho Mantis talking. Ocelot has accidentally killed the DARPA chief while interrogating him, although that was retconned in Metal Gear Solid 4, I think, that he actually killed him on purpose and made it look like an accident. So now they're worried that they can't get the nuclear codes that they're after, and Psycho Mantis says, haha boss, I have an idea. So who was that Snake was talking to that apparently had a heart attack? Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. We can discover later, assuming the game, or the board game that is, remembers to fill it in. But other than seeing that comic page, landing on that A does nothing. We did one loud action. Well, actually, technically, I've been not taking into account the gunfire, so we did 3 loud actions. Our noise token actually didn't move. But that doesn't matter, because as soon as the guard comes out the door there, he is going to stop and shoot Snake. So, sure. You ignore this because the tokens haven't been getting put on the board, so thankfully you don't lose extra time. That's why that rule is there. But there is a radio reinforcement. Starts on the radio symbol, but then fills every available space, is my understanding. Or potentially pushes them, but either way, they're spawning on the same spaces. And they're moving 5, but they're not going to get that far. So, he's going to come out here, and bright, although the alert was still on, and he's shooting at Snake twice. And he would wound him twice, which is pretty bad, so let's use Snake's -2 to make one of those a 1 and only take 1 damage. I say only 1 damage, he can die pretty easy, he's got 3 health left. But we have a ration as long as he lives. The next guard will go 1-2. He would have to jump over Snake. I don't think he's allowed to do that. I'm actually not sure. I'm going to go see if I can find a ruling on that. Perfect, found a ruling on it on page 15. Guards can leapfrog other guards but cannot leap over players. So those guards are just kind of stuck in the doorway wondering what they do. And as far as I'm aware also, guards can shoot past each other, players can shoot past each other, i.e. Meryl can shoot and Snake would be fine, is my understanding. If that's wrong, please point me to a page. But it seems like the guards are the same as well, so if all 3 guards were in a line, they would all easily be able to fire. As we begin the next turn then, I've moved Snake's alert token because obviously it's there, and I was just debating with myself, do I use up 2 of his actions to do a combo attack to just kind of beat that soldier down, and is that more efficient than trying to hit twice, given that I've used up his -2 and I only have his +2 and a reroll left? Yeah, let's try that. So his combo attack is 2 white dice and a black die, and we're looking for 2 3+s, and we didn't get it, so I'm going to have to use his +2 to turn that into a 3. He would knock out the guard, but again, because of the rules for the holding cell, the body actually just, like, they flash and disappear in the video game because they couldn't handle keeping all the corpses on screen. That's our 7th kill, and 2 actions down. We're then going to dash to B, which I believe is another comic scene. It's when you see Meryl running to the elevator. I'll show you it briefly. As Meryl runs to the elevator, Snake sees Psycho Mantis floating behind her and kind of disappearing up the elevator, because Meryl just escapes up the elevator without you, but that's not going to happen here, at least not this time. So, with that done, we remove the B icon from the map. It doesn't do anything else, it's purely just as a story beat to follow what happens in the video game, so you don't get anything for doing that. And we have 1 action left because we went 2 and we dashed, so let's dash again to, we stopped here and to get out of line of sight, so that's where the guard thinks our alert token is, because we're out of line of sight. And then for Meryl, we're going to have to dash, and she's going to get shot a little bit, I think, and then we're going to shoot her pistol twice. I'm just going to roll both dice together. And she whiffed on both. That's terrible, Meryl. Well, that's a problem. That means that she just ends her turn there. Well, I could give herself an extra action, but 1 shot isn't going to be enough. Well, actually, we'll use her plus white die to roll another white die and see if that's a hit. Nope. Okay, never mind. That's pretty horrific. Fair enough. Let's go to the guard card then, because Meryl's going to get shot at a couple of times. And, well, actually, should I use... I've technically looked at the card, but they're not going to go anywhere. They're just going to shoot at her. She has 1 extra action. I was just debating whether or not I should move, because that would force the guard out. Yeah, I absolutely should have used Meryl's extra action token, purely because Oh, now their alert tokens are going to overlap. Purely because she won't get shot at by multiple guards, because the first guard that sees her is going to block the door. So, although actually no, because presumably they can leapfrog that way. I think they're allowed to do that. Either way, we'll do it that way. So, only one guard is coming back on, because the guard limit is 3. And then, this one is moving and attacking Meryl, and is doing 1 wound to her. And then this one, 1, 2, I presume he would leapfrog over here and be allowed to fire. That's 2 wounds to her. And then this one would go 1, 2, and come over here and do 2 wounds to her. That would unfortunately kill her, which would be the end of the game. I'm going to double check that guards are allowed to do that based on where the target is, and we'll see if that's actually it. Have a look at the rules regarding guards leapfrogging and finding the shortest path to the alert symbol / player that is, being attacked. And I can't tell one way or the other. The way it's worded is the guard must move in accordance to the mode they're in. They're in alert mode, they must move towards the target that is known. So that means they're not allowed to go a path that would take them further away. It also says that after leapfrogging, guards face away, and if that means that they no longer see the target, they wouldn't turn unless they had movement left. So my assumption is because, and this is an assumption because the rules are not clear, these 2 guards would not have leapfrogged because the shortest possible route to get to Meryl is only there. If there was another path they could have gone around, then potentially they would have leapfrogged and gone around. But as far as I can tell, those last 3 wounds shouldn't have happened. She still would have taken 1 there. I don't know for sure. It is not clearly written what you do in this specific scenario. So let me know. For the purposes of not having to start over immediately, we're going to play on. But if that is wrong, obviously going ahead, I'll try and correct that. With that said, let's see if Meryl can make up for herself. Firing once, that's a 1. Firing twice, there we go, that's 1 damage. Firing a 3rd time, that is a hit. And she'll take this guard out. She has 2 actions left, and that's 6, 7, 8 kills now on the tally. And then she has 2 actions left, so she's gonna... she's out of line of sight now. So, sneak, because unfortunately Snake is going to need to kind of take the brunt here. On that note, there's 3 guards on the next floor. That would be 11 kills. There's gonna be a reinforcement at some point. Although I've just realised I've made Meryl stay. Let's move Meryl to there, actually, because I think we're fine to go to the next floor as long as I take out 4 guards in total. Hopefully silently. Sure, yeah. So we'll have Snake dash, interact for 2, and we leave that floor and go to the next floor with Snake having 2 actions left and having done 1 loud thing. As far as what happens to the alert tokens, I've seen debate on it. That floor stays on alert. You're going to a fresh floor. In the video game, when you change areas, the alert just cancels, because the guards on the current floor you're on can't go to the floor where the alert is. So I presume we're good. If that's wrong, again, do let me know. So as a reminder, here's what the second floor looks like. Getting C is actually optional, it seems like, but I'm going to get it because it unlocks equipment. Our exit is down here. It doesn't have to be quiet when we get the alert, or rather when we get out. If there's an alert on, fine, but as I say, it's a new floor. In the video game, if you go to a new area, the alarm isn't on. I imagine the alert tokens wouldn't follow you because no guards could see them leave. Snake has 2 actions left, but Meryl's kind of blocking the door. He could leapfrog over her, but I don't want to. He's going to refresh his +2 and -2 abilities with his other 2 actions. He did 1 loud thing, technically, so I presume we need to roll, and we're fine. So, I am curious though, if I'd created noise there, would it have been the blue investigation symbol that appeared, or the red alert symbol, because it was the red alert on the previous floor? These are the kind of things that are not clearly answered, along with many other things in the rulebook, so you kind of just have to decide on a way to play it, and just go with that, I guess. But either way, that is our turn. We're now on a cam floor with 3 guards and a guard count of 3. There's no guard within 2 of us, there's no cameras. They're patrolling 3 and turning to their left, and again you go top left, etc. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. So Meryl is going to sneak, because I think this is a relatively safe area based on where the guards are currently. So she's just sneaking, she's playing it safe. I could technically dash once. No, you know what? I am genuinely taking it safe until I refresh some of her focus abilities, I think, because I'm worried for her health. Like, they both have 3 health left. So for Snake, he kind of needs to get past her, but he's got his -2 and his +2 again. So he will sneak, 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 dash for 1, leapfrog for 2. So he has done one noisy thing in terms of the dash. And he did roll a noise token, so I'll have to use up his reroll. With hindsight, I should have used his ability to just remove a white die. And thank goodness we barely made it. It would have only been his blue symbol at this point. But, speaking of which, I'll move those again because they'll be on this board. But that still would have been very annoying to deal with. Card. There's no unconscious guards, there's no cameras. They're patrolling 3 and going to their left. So 1, he can't go to his left. 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. That gives us a pretty good through line to go straight for C, but the problem is I do also still want to kill a few more guards. So, Meryl is going to sneak for 1 by leapfrogging over Snake, sneak for 2, sneak for 3, sneak for 4. I still think she's perfectly safe in this column here, so I'm having her be... Actually, let's have her stop there, so she has 1 action left, and she'll refresh her +1, -1. Her add a extra die ability and the one that gives her an extra ability both need 2 to refresh, so that's a bit rough. For Snake, let's see, sneak, sneak, then he could use his extra movement focus, have 2 actions left, and do a silent takedown. The only problem would be if any of those 2 dice would make noise, and he's not been doing great on the old noise front, has he? Do you want to risk it? Because I need to take these guards out and I need reinforcements to happen. So, sure, let's be risky. He's going to dash, dash, use up his focus token to sneak 1. That means he has 2 actions left. I'm doing silent takedown. You don't need to roll anything. He just immediately, and it's not even a knockout, it is classed as a murder to take out this guard right here. So that's us up to 9 of the 12 I want to get. It's risky. He did 2 noisy things. Silent takedown is not noisy, not surprisingly, because he's being sneaky. And we're good. He didn't create noise. And that is the end of our turn. Next card. The guards did not radio in, so no reinforcements. They're moving 3 and turning to their left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And he would, well, he can't turn to his left really, so he would prioritize that way. And is facing down there. Oh, that means he sees Snake! Oh no! There is an alert. Snake has been seen. It also means he's shooting at him. Down the hall. And he hits him once. That's Snake down to 2 health remaining, but that ration can heal that back up. Now I need to think... Oh, also, because I'm sure comments probably corrected it by the time the heliport video went live, but this is a previous guard card, I'm just using an example. This is the priority order, I presume. I actually couldn't find anything in the rulebook, but I presume this is written in such a way that this is the priority for the guard's AI, i.e. if there's an alert, they prioritize that over everything else. If they're on patrol, in terms of like there's not an alert token on the table, if they see a corpse, they prioritize that. If they see an unconscious guard, they would then go after that, but they prioritize a corpse. And if there's just an investigation noise, they would go after that unless one of those 2 are seen first. That is my assumption of why it's ordered like that, but I couldn't find it explicitly stated. Well, with Snake causing a lot of commotion, it's time for Meryl to move. So sneak 1, sneak 2, sneak 3, dash once to get her inside the room with C. So that's 1 bit of noise, and Meryl, I really need you not to roll a 1. Thank you. Although honestly, even if she did, that would be just her blue token, which they would utterly ignore right now because Snake is in danger. Speaking of which, Snake over here. He's going to use 1 action on his ration, which heals him for 2, so he's back to full health. It's a well, it says you discard it after use. My assumption, again, because it's not stated clearly, is it's for the mission it is discarded. I can't imagine the ration is 1-time use for the entire campaign. That would be ridiculous. So in further missions, we will be able to bring it again. So he's healed back to full, and now we need to pick the best possible way for him to escape. Because this guard's going to come the shortest possible route to wherever his alert will be. Our alert is currently seen. So if we dashed here, the alert would be there. So he would come down this hall, so he would need to be able to dash out of one of these line of sights. Well, Alternatively, it's a shame I couldn't refresh the... If I had the extra dash, I could actually just go silently take down this guard before he does an alert. Or, here's another idea. I could shoot twice to try and kill this guard, and then dash around the corner. Do I do that? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. That's, sure, why not? And I can +1 or -1 on a single die because of I work alone. So, sure. Let's fire once as our second action and play it by there. I rolled a 3, so that's 1 damage. I am going to fire again. It's a miss. I can't do anything about that because you can't alter. It's classed as a 1, but it is not a 1, so you're not allowed to influence it. I have 1 action left. I'm going to fire at him again. Snake's going to just stay there. I'm going to have to add 2 to that, but we did get him. So there's a kill over there. And as we mount up kills, keep in mind that we're going to start burning through cards. But that is us up to 10. So 2 more guards need to die, and for that to happen, they need to reinforce. And keep in mind, again, the automatic reinforce every single turn was only for the holding cells. So if a guard order card doesn't say to do it, it doesn't happen. Thankfully, for what we want to do, it does. So guards are coming back on in the guard cell. Oh yeah, and I read about reinforcement. They don't push each other, you just fill another space, and they face the direction of the arrow underneath. And an alert is on, so they're moving 5. So that's dangerous. They are moving 5, starting with him up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is gonna shoot twice. He actually missed. That could save the game right there, hopefully. And then he's gonna move 1, 2, whoop, and fire at us. And hit twice, unfortunately. So I need damage icons. There we are. Although, actually, no, I'll use my -2 and I'll make one of those miss. So we've only been hit once. Because that could be important. Now that guard, even if he lands both hits, because he can definitely leapfrog into here, like there's no dispute about that. If he had hit both of those, let's see. He wouldn't have hit both anyway, but that's 1 more damage. So Snake's down to 2, and he's got no focus abilities left, so dangerous to say the least. This is a very precarious situation because ideally if Meryl was somewhere she could help, they could just kill them and then we're basically done. Unfortunately Meryl can't even get there in time even if she sprinted, so she is just gonna dash, walk on to C, collect it, and she has 2 actions left. She'll replenish her extra action, and she did 1 noisy thing. She did not create noise, and then it becomes, what on earth do you do with Snake? For instance, he could silent take down this front guard, but that takes up 2 actions, and then he has to run, and they're still in his line of sight, so it's not like he's going to get far. If he chooses to just run straight away, he either goes here or here with a sneak after dashing, which would be where his alert token stays. Their most direct route would be obviously to just come straight, which means he needs to get round the corner, or he's just going to get seen and shot again. If he lands on the exit tile, I believe he just leaves. Meryl still needs to get out, but I also still need to kill 2 more guards. So that's an additional problem. So if he dashed, stealthed, dash, that is 3 chances to make noise with absolutely no way to protect himself against it. 3 chances to roll a 1 with how I roll my luck. Alternatively, I take him out, I dash, and I dash. 1, 2, 3. It's almost certain that the guards are going to move 4 or more with the alert card, so he'd still have to get shot 4 times. What do you do here? It's very, very unfortunate. And if I leapfrog over them, they get 3 attacks on me, so I can't do that either. If I did knock him out and had 2 actions left, 1, 2, 1, 2, nope. Knock him out, 1, 2, 1, 2, nope. That's not going to work either. If I just dash 2, 4, I think the only option is to get Snake off the table. I'm going to have to check that he's allowed to leave without Meryl. I presume he must be able to because the exit tile is only 1 square wide. But I'm going to double check that he's allowed to leave and that doesn't trigger the end because Meryl's still on the table, because I want to get both objectives but I also don't want to lose. Well, I couldn't find anything specific about the exit tile, but what I did read was the stage 3 win criteria, which is defeat 12 guards in the holding cells or reach C and move the exit. So actually, based on the wording there, it's different to the wording on the stage cleared unlock bit, which I think is an oversight. Because the conditions for winning says defeat 12 guards specifically in the holding cells, not in general. But when you clear the stage, it says if 12 plus guards were defeated. Doesn't say in the holding cells, just says were defeated. And then it also says if you picked up C, meaning it implies that it's optional. But the win condition says reach C and then reach the exit. So in theory, Snake could just walk to the exit and both criterias are true, except the kill count obviously, but that might not be an option anymore. So if I walk Snake to the exit, we've made it to the exit tile and C has been picked up even though it was Meryl that did it. So that seems like a condition that means we just kind of go da 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 da. We just sprint 4 times and we've won. It is weird, and again, it is an actual discrepancy, the difference between the objective text and the stage cleared text regarding killing 12 guards. So it's going to be a case of how do you want to house rule this, because clearly it's something wrong. Actually, you know what? There is an official FAQ. It's not very long, and I think it's mostly just correcting a couple of cards. I'm just going to see if they address text in the mission brief. So I couldn't see anything in the FAQ at all. It's just good to know though. There's a slight correction for Ocelot's boss fight, which I think is the mission after this, and a couple of other things later on. There's nothing specifically about mission brief text or discrepancies that I was just talking about. It seems like this could just be a win, but I'm going to be a little bit more risky than that. How risky? I guess it depends. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Yeah, we're going to try and be sneaky to give Snake a chance to help Meryl. So we're going to dash, sneak, dash, dash. So we did 3 noisy actions. That's the last place they could see us, so that's why that's there. And never mind, it followed us. So that's probably a game over. But we'll see, because it depends how far they move. Their most direct route to us now is here. And because there's an alert on, I believe that takes priority over them being face to face with a corpse, because the alert in the video game, the alert takes priority as well. So how far are they moving? 5, yeah, they're going to get to him, that's for sure. And reinforcements don't matter, so technically this guard moves first. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and he would fire. He only hit him once, so he's not dead yet. He's got 1 health left, and I can't do anything to influence the dice. And he's not close enough to Meryl to get that. And then this guard would move. 1, 2, 3. And then we're in a similar... No, we're not in a similar situation, because he can go right here and shoot him. He actually missed both times, and now this guard is actually stuck because he can't leapfrog, because he would have to leapfrog over Snake. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, he has to go this way. So I actually think miraculously he has given us 1 more turn in which to get out and kill 2. Is that possible? So let's see if we can actually do something here. That's dash, dash. They're technically not looking at her yet. And as her other 2 actions, she's just going to shoot them in the back. She doesn't get any bonus damage like Snake. I'm just going to roll them together, even though it's 2 separate instances of actions. And that would have done, actually. Well, no, I said I was rolling them together, because that does +1 damage, so he actually is dead from that, but I said I was rolling them together, so I'll live with that. That's 11 kills, and that's her done, because of the way I said I was resolving that. For Snake, what is his most efficient way to take out a guard? Do knockouts count, or does it have to be a kill? Defeat. Do unconscious guards count as defeated? I can't find anything in the rulebook that defines what defeated means, i.e. does a knocked out guard count, and I think that's probably down to the discrepancy between it being kills in the holding cell, where it doesn't matter because the corpse disappears, and not being in the holding cells, where the stage cleared text doesn't specify the holding cells, i.e. the game didn't account for this possibility because of it being incorrect in one of the 2 locations. It's probably the latter, as in the stage clear text is wrong. So I guess I guess he's just going to shoot. Sure, he's just going to shoot. Kill him to be safe. There's a hit. Can he do +1 damage? No, because it wasn't in the back. But that's fine. So that would be a kill. And then he can just walk onto the tile here. And that technically meets the criteria to win because we've reached C and then reached the exit. If we were only using one person, there wouldn't have been any issue there because obviously Snake can't be in two places at once. But I presume Meryl does not need to make it. Oh yeah, and her token would have been under her because she got caught. Just based on how it's worded, if it's wrong and Meryl would have to have gotten out as well, would she have made it? You know what, let's test and see. Let's just do a quick test. So reinforcements would come in and they're moving 4. So 2 here. They're moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and then just shooting at her. And that hits her twice, which would be 2 damage. So for her to actually get out in this turn, it would be... Oh, she has her extra action. So dash, 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 dash. She would dash 4 times, but she would get shot for doing that leapfrog. So it comes down to, would he have hit her? He hit her once, so she would have lived. Actually, she can minus... No, that still wouldn't have mattered. She would have been on 1 health. So even if she had to get there, it would have been clumsy, but she would have made it. So with a slightly messy win, which may have ended immediately actually if I had originally done the guards in the holding cell correctly, Meryl would have died there and I would have had to restart. But beyond that, this is where the discrepancy is. The objective to win this level, 12 guards die in the holding cells, reach C and then the exit. Stage cleared because we reached C and then the exit. Oh yeah, and the game over is where if any character died or if you take the game over card out of the guard order deck. Stage cleared. If 12 plus guards were defeated, unlock card 4. I did kill 12 guards, but they weren't in the holding cell. But upon looking at it, that's a win condition, that's an unlock condition. That's 2 different things. So it might be wrong, but to have more variety of equipment to potentially bring, I'm going to count that we've done that, because we did kill 12. And then if event C was reached, unlock equipment 5, then you go to page 29, which is the next fight. So equipment card 4 is, I haven't looked at these in advance, is a stun grenade. It's a loud action, so you cause an alert, but you could stun everyone within 2 spaces. And it's got a codec thingy. I'll look that up off camera. And then 5 is C4. That makes sense because that's how you're supposed to find the arms tech guy. So you need 1 action to place it in front of an object, 1 action to trigger it, and it's 2 damage to each figure within 1 in line of sight. Oh, and it puts your alert token under where the C4 exploded on the assumption that your token wasn't on the table. That's neat. Oh, and you get 2 of them. Stun grenade you just get 1 of. So page 29 would be the start of the Ocelot boss fight, I believe. We saw that already. We saw the other comic page. Yep, you find... I've forgotten what his name is. Anderson, I think. Oh yeah, Kenneth Baker. I was completely wrong. But he is protected by Revolver Ocelot. So next time is our first boss fight against him. So I hope you do forgive any messiness there, because again the rules are not well written, unfortunately. They're great, like I love the way the game plays, it's just fringe cases are are not covered. Like what you do in the situation we had in the holding cells up here, where like the active guard is here shooting, so what does the next guard do? Does he disobey the rule to go further away from the target in order to be able to see the target? Or does he stay facing this way and just not engage? It's not clear, and it's just something you have to house rule until there's an FAQ that goes into specifics, whether even there will be or not, who knows. So that is a little bit unfortunate. That's definitely the weakness of the game, is it doesn't cover those kind of fringe cases that can happen, but we're counting that as a win. It may have ended right there in the holding cells and I would have had to restart, but all we did was kill a few guys and move like 4 spaces, so it's not like it would have mattered much if I had to restart. So we will move on. I see extra complexity from having multiple characters for sure, like the clarity over, does the same character who picked up C need to get to the exit tile, or can you cover both bases with 2 people? But we'll mostly just be using Snake, except where having someone else there makes sense and the game encourages it in the mission brief. So with that said, next time it will be Revolver Ocelot boss fight. Boss fights operate in a completely different way to these sneaky mission ones. You can also do any of the VR missions in any order you please at any point you wish, and you can retry them if you want to unlock equipment you can use in the campaign permanently, so it does encourage you to mix them in. There's also a mechanic for the VR missions where you fight lesser versions of all the bosses and they also unlock additional equipment. Ideally, I don't want to do any bosses in VR until I've fought the real version, so we'll probably only do that once Ocelot is taken care of, which means I need to get him painted up. He's on the painting table. He's next on my list. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you're curious about how I painted any of these, by the way, look out for the next Getting Stuff Painted. I'll talk about them in that. If you can show your support for the series, please do so. Even just liking or commenting on the video helps. If you can go an extra step by becoming a channel member who get to see these videos early, or pressing the thanks button, or checking out the channel sponsor. I presume they'll carry the retail version of this game. I haven't checked though. That would help as well. Until next time, ta-ta for now.